Beautiful day, my beautiful people. Man, I feel so bad for a lot of these people who don't have knowledge of self, because that is by far uh, the best armor in these days and times, living in this simulated kind of reality, the matrix, call it what you will. But people who don't know kind of the full spectrum of who they actually are, that's like playing a game that you don't really know the rules of. It's like, imagine trying to play Monopoly or Parcheesi or whatever the fucking chess, whatever board game you choose, and you didn't know the rules. You're gonna be frustrated. You're not even gonna know what's going on. You might even just start slapping the chess pieces off the board in anger and frustration. And that's kind of what I see going on right now. But people don't know their real self. Like, point blank, straight up and down, first fucking thing. If you are bugging out over race, you know, they got you, man. Like, for one, like, listen, we know that there are racial aspects to living, but what you also need to know is you've probably been at this point, depending on your soul age or how long you've been reincarnating. I mean, you've been every race, you've been every gender. So we're all gonna die, we're all gonna go back into this earth, and we're all human beings. So bottom line, race is a separation, polarizing mechanism used by authority figures, will just say, people in control, to divide people. Bottom line. So get the fuck out of here. Let's just stop with all that shit. I'll be dead honest with you. Listen, other times of racism and all that type of shit, absolutely. Were they doing crazy shit back in here during the racism days? Absolutely. Do they still do crazy shit? Cops, you know, who might have you know, anger issues towards a certain racial group and so on and so forth. Does all that type of shit happen? Absolutely. But you know what I mean? People do crazy shit to people for all types of reasons, man. I mean, there's people who, you know, they'll hate you or not like you for a myriad of reasons, because you remind them of someone else in their past. Usually it's out of fear and ignorance, or that you remind them of themselves. So listen, man, like, you know, people kill each other for all types of reasons. People hate on each other for all types of reasons. People destroy each other for all types of reasons. But the real reason why all that shit goes on is self-hatred. And that stems from a lack of knowledge of self. Because if you don't know yourself, you probably fear yourself, which is that hatred. You feel me? So I need y'all to listen the fuck up, man, because I don't really hear anyone having a clear conscience and having really views that aren't like super tainted by their life experience or by what's going on or what they've been told. Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, this your man Day. I'm a free thinker. I've always been a free thinker, and I have an IQ of over 140. Why do I say that, man? Listen, I didn't even know I was anything of a gifted person, or had any, you know, type of intellect that was above the average for years. But I mean, I've been tested, and it looks like I'm pretty good at reasoning. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean I know everything. It doesn't mean I'm some superior being. It just means that I'm able to look at data and process it really quickly, like it's a brand new Mac or something like that. That's the way I would put it. Doesn't mean I'm infallible, doesn't mean I'm better than you, but listen, I'm able to assess things. I'm able to not look at things from objective view, probably in a different way than other people, or a lot of other people. So I just want to break down what's going on here. The thing is, the story is so long. To start to give you the whole backdrop of how we got here, bro, that's like Godfather 1 through 1 million. That's a long fucking movie. That's a really long movie, but I think I can boil it down to something that's like, you know, somewhat palatable in this little video, because I've decided that I need to speak my truth too. I'm tired of listening to other people, man. I like to listen to other people. I like to gain new viewpoints, but I swear to God, everyone sounds like they're a fucking robot. They sound like the same person spitting out the same shit, putting their own little twist on it, and it's just fugazi as a motherfucker, just like hip-hop, what I grew up in. When back in the day, let's take a little trip right now. Back in the day in hip-hop, if you sounded like somebody else, that was like the wackiest fucking thing. You were shamed. You were fucking booed off stage. They threw tomatoes at you, so to speak. You know what I mean? And now it's like if you don't sound like another motherfucker, they're like, oh, what is this shit? It's because a bunch of rich fucking white people run hip hop, man. Not the artists. Artists used to be listen to ultramagnetic MCs, Cool Keith, Said G, Said Love, fucking like innovation. You know, that used to be the thing. You know what I mean? Now it's just reduplication. It's factory music, it's factory thought. And I see the same thing. I see even these spiritual people on YouTube. I'll go back off the hip hop now. We're back into what the fuck I was talking about. Excuse. You know what I mean? So listen, everyone is like, there's a mass consciousness, right? And when you adhere to that, and you're always swimming in that pool, you can't help but be affected by it. That's why I'm kind of a recluse. That's why I listen to like dub music and try not to hear people talking about shit, because I feel that's what I did in music too. Like at a certain point, I was a hip hop head, back to hip hop. You know, up until 18, I listened to every motherfucking thing. I'm like an encyclopedia, you know, from up to I was 18. And I was 18 a long motherfucking time ago. But we'll say from like, you know, 84 to, say like 99. Like I know every motherfucking thing that happened in hip hop. I know every fucking, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about, I know every release. Like if you had a demo tape, bro, I heard it. Like I know everything about hip hop in that time, because I was so immersed and so submerged in that, because I was building, you know, I was learning. I was in my student phase, and I was building that that base and that foundation. But then after 18, I just stopped listening to a lot of hip hop, because I was creating it, and I didn't want it to affect my ability to innovate. I didn't want it to affect my ability to really reach my potential, instead of just being kind of like a copy of someone else. So basically that's what I see is going on now, is everyone else is kind of kicking out everyone else's rehashed ideas. And I like to, you know, pull back, and I like to meditate on things, and I like to kind of see if I can receive something from the universe and get maybe a clearer perspective. But anyway, listen, man, I don't want to take y'all time too much, man. I'm probably gonna start doing this a lot more. But you know, what's going on right now, man, is basically obviously there's a lot of, you know, self-hate going on, and that's what you're not going to hear. Yes, like people, you know, do not like the government. You know, they don't like corporations lying to them and stealing from them, and credit card rates and police brutality. But you have to understand that, you know, humanity has a part to play in its own enslavement. We're the ones that allowed all of this to happen. Not me personally, because you know me, I'm a motherfucking recluse and I do my own thing. But I'll say something real controversial right now. People out there rioting, right? They're rioting because they don't like the system. But by far the easiest way to stop the system is to stop investing in it. You know what I mean? Y'all want to destroy shit, tear shit down, but you pay your taxes on time, don't you? So you're funding your own demise. All right, I'm not going to get too deep into that one, because I don't want any knocks. But anyway, bottom line is like, you know, most people, they are funding their own demise, and they are, you know, they have a part to play in their own ignorance. You know, you give your kids away to the public school system, which was developed by the Rockefellers, and, you know, they're going to teach you what they want to teach you. They're going to teach you how to be a good little 9-to-5 slave. They're going to teach you how to fit into their system. But unless you're like of that artistic entrepreneur mind, that free thinker mind, you're a farmer, you're a manufacturer, you know how to create. Unless you know about that, you know, whole process of, you know, providing a service or providing a good, and that's how you really get money. Because this whole economy now is based on mostly service and fraudulent service and debt financing and corporations. These corporations aren't even making a profit. They just are defrauding investors. They're getting lots of upfront capital, and they're continuing on in that manner for years and years and years, just like the consumer who's paying off their extravagant credit card debt, you know what I mean, for stuff that they bought 10 years ago, and they're still just paying off the interest. But anyway, man, listen, you know, people have not taken their own expansion, their own minds. They haven't looked into themselves deep enough and become autonomous and realize that, listen, like, there's a system out there that was not made for you. It was made for them. It was made for the controllers, the rulers, the oligarchs who just want to have like their little worker bees working for them in their system, you know. But if you want to be empowered, then you have to take, that initiative, and you have to find out who you are. You have to realize that you've been lied to. You have to realize there's fluoride in the water. You have to realize politicians don't love you. You have to realize that it's a polarizing game. Republican, Democrat, black and white, rich, poor. They're trying to divide and conquer. They're trying to separate you. They're very good at it. It's very believable. But once you step outside of that show going on, you realize what it is. You can see all the cameras. You can see all the actors. You're like, oh man, this shit is fake as fuck. This shit is not really organic life. This whole thing is contrived. And it's not for my benefit. What do you mean? There's fluoride, which is a neurotoxin, in my toothpaste? Why? What the fuck is going on? What do you mean all these presidents, they come from the same bloodline? Well, I thought it was like a democratic process. You know what I mean? But you people have been lied to. You've been lied to since day one. I mean, if you go back and watch the movie The Matrix, like, that shit is more fact than it is fiction. But that's what's going on, is you're living in a simulated reality that they created for them. That's what they're calling civilization, And you see the manifestation of that. You see all the hatred, which stems from self-hatred. People, oh, I want to break up this store. I want to loot shit. I want to rob shit. I want to destroy the society. I don't like it. But, the change always starts from within. You have to be that cell, because we're all creating this mass consciousness. You have to be that complete, strong cell for this foundation to continue to grow, for things to be stable in society. And it's all good to, like, sometimes you have to tear down and burn things down so you can start anew, like a forest fire or whatever, and the forest comes back even more lush. But when you don't have a consciousness behind what you're doing, there's that Japanese proverb that says, I think it says action, it says something to the effect of thinking without action is a daydream, but action without thinking is a nightmare. So when you're acting and you don't really know what the fuck you're mad about and why you're acting, and you just have all this pent up rage and frustration, you're gonna go and tear shit down. Well, there's gonna be energetic consequences for that. I mean, every action has an equal and opposite. So you going out, you busting cops upside the head, guess what's gonna happen to you, bro? You're gonna get busted upside your head. It doesn't stop there. What happens if you go and you beat up some dude? What happens? Maybe his friends come back and beat you up, and maybe if it's not his friends, you still have that karma. You have that energetic debt on you. And so all this destruction, it's not leading for good. These people that are telling you this is a consciousness expansion, that's wishful thinking. I wish that was true, but right now we're still on the downward slope. We haven't hit rock bottom. It hasn't even got close. We haven't even seen the effects of this economic depression to hit, when you're going to see regular folks who had decent jobs on the streets. It's going to get real funky, man. And I just felt like I should let some people know who probably are like me out there. When I try to find someone with a clear conscience speaking about these matters, I see little tidbits of here and there, some people who are able to articulate it, but mostly people don't have the full spectrum view. They're usually, like I said, they're kind of more tainted by their past and their background, and they don't really see things unobjectively. And I feel like I can do that, man, because it's like, and I feel like I can speak for, a lot of people out there. I know what it's like to be fucked up in the game. And I know the mindset of these fucking looters, man. I know what it's like to hate yourself, to not see any opportunity, to feel like the system is rigged. You just want to tear shit the fuck down. But that's not it, man. You might catch one in the noodle. You might get fucked up. You know what I mean? You might get in jail. A lot of things can happen to you that are just going to further that negative causality chain of events. And that's just not it, man. You know what I mean? Looting Macy's is not going to get you prosperity. And it's not going to get you peace of mind. And it's not going to get you stability. And it's not going to make you feel good about yourself. and you're still gonna go out like a fucking sucker. You know what I mean? So I don't know really where I'm going with this, but I just need to let y'all know that you're being played by George Soros. These riots are fake as fuck. People rioting over dude, like, is as gruesome as that shit was to watch on you know, tape. You have to recognize that there's karma out there. There's other things going on out there. How many of y'all did your homework and knew that that dude held a pregnant lady at gunpoint and put a gun to her belly? Okay? And now you held someone against your will. Maybe she couldn't breathe with that gun in her belly. And maybe she had so much fucking anxiety and fear at that moment that she couldn't even breathe. And now this dude has a knee on his neck saying, I can't breathe. But just think about that. I'm not saying this right, but I'm saying the universe, you know, it has its own way of dealing with certain things. Not only did he do a home invasion and hold somebody at gunpoint, you know what I mean? The dude has been arrested several times for possession of cocaine and all that shit. And have there been police injustices? And yeah, but how come people didn't ride out for someone who was truly an innocent person? This dude had something to do with his own demise. Once again, you're high on fentanyl, you're dropping little white baggies out, you've been to jail several times, several bids, not just the 5 years for home invasion of a pregnant lady, all right? Not just that, but fucking cocaine multiple times. Come on, man. And that's who you're painting murals of. I mean, you know, you need to think about shit more before you go and start calling somebody your homie. I'm gonna say right now, you ain't did your homework. That's your man? That's your man? You know about your man? You knew your man was a cokehead? You knew your man was drunk as fuck, high on fentanyl, passing off fake 20s? You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you deserve to die, but that also does not mean you deserve to be martyred. Fuck out of here. Real talk. Stop that. There's other people who have been, like, you know, unfairly targeted and slain and maimed and murdered. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Hawaiian, all types of fucking people, all types of incidents that you could have choose to, you know, set off you know, a protest and a statement for. But the truth is this is not organic. This was done by George Soros. This wasn't done by black people completely outraged. Yeah, they probably would have had some little thing in Minneapolis or you know, a protest in Minneapolis and been outraged because it was a local thing. But this has been happening. And then this dude, you know, unfortunately, he's drunk and high, and he knew that cop, apparently. They worked as security, the same thing. I don't know what's going on, man, but it's some fuckery. It's contrived. It's meant to get a reaction out of you, and it's not organic, man. So eat organic, think organic, pull away from this bullshit. You need to clear your mind because they're trying to drive sane people crazy. They're trying to make sad people angry. And they're basically trying to create as much confusion and distraction as possible because that's they get order out of chaos, and that's what the fuck is going on, man. So if you want more clear-minded, rational thinking from someone who's been through it, who's been from the hood and who is ascending and who has done the dark spiritual work, done that dark dirty shit to see your dark side, and now has been able to kind of, like, you know, I'm nobody's guru, I'm nobody's coach, but I'll tell you right now, man, is I'm a survivor, and I'm a fighter, and I'm a lover, and I got some ideas, and I'm an intelligent person, very intelligent, reasonable, logical person. And if you want more clear insights, man, fuck with your man Day. You already know what it is. You already know I can rap my ass off. But did you know that I got some thoughts to share? Fuck with me. Uno.